Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
It's senior night here on Halloween at Whittles Field, and it is so great to be here with you. I'm Tyler Luckty, he is Jordan Johnson, and we've got Mount St. Joe and Archbishop Spalding in the final regular season contest of the year for both sides. Jordan, for Spalding, they have locked up that 1 seed. For MSJ, it's their last chance to play together, but there's still a lot on the line here tonight.
No doubt, this Spalding team, a good tune-up for them. I have a good semifinal matchup. They'll await their opponent, who will get decided tomorrow. And then for MSJ, again, one last chance to throw it out on the field and give it all you got. Should be an exciting one between two local rivals.
Two teams that will certainly finish the year with winning records, and it will be MSJ kicking off here to Spalding tonight. Coming onto the field here for MSJ, Alex Loveland. He has kicked 2 game-winning field goals this year, one against St. Mary's Reich and another against Bullis School. This kid, he shows up in the big moments, but instead of ending it, he will start it here tonight.
No doubt. And Tyler, you mentioned how fired up this MSJ team is. Every team that plays Spalding prepares for it like it's their Super Bowl, and I expect that same effort from MSJ tonight.
So we are underway here on Halloween, and Aaron Igwebe will field it and take off. Igwebe on his senior night gets close to the 35-yard line. Some start there for Spalding.
Yeah, and for MSJ, that was Cam Brooks with a touchdown-saving tackle because Igwebe had a lane. Brooks, the last line of defense. And this Spalding team looks ready to roll on senior night.
So that will bring out a freshman, Brian Snowden Jr., wearing number 9. He has been spectacular. 21 touchdowns, just 1 interception here on the season as he gives it off to the senior Ledbetter, who gets outside, and he is going to be spun out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
And how about the trickery there from Spalding, starting off with Pinson and Ledbetter, both on the same side. Even I got faked out a little bit. Ledbetter had it, and, of course, we know what he can do. 2
great senior backs, Jordan, for this Spalding team in Ledbetter and Pinson.
No doubt the offense can go through either one of them. They're both just absolute beasts. You know, Ledbetter more of the speed guy, Pinson a little bit more of a power guy. It's kind of a yin and yang.
Stone's going to throw here, and he had Igwebe, who had a step, and he just missed him a bit long. Timing a little bit off there, what would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Yeah, you saw Igwebe with the hand up. He knew that was 6 all the way. Unfortunately, Brian Snowden just put it out a little bit too in front of him there.
2nd down and 10 here for Spalding. Still 2 backs. Snowden's going to hand it off. Ledbetter's 2nd carry. He's going to get maybe 1. A good job here by this MSJ defense. That's Jakai Spano, the junior, making a nice play.
Yeah, and how about Spano reading that all the way? So was able to read Ledbetter, get off his block there, and get him out to the sideline. So that's a great start if you're MSJ, putting a little bit of a slowdown to the Spalding no huddle.
And that was Bryce Smalls, the 5-star tackle. That's the block he shed to make that play. One for the highlight reel. Here's Ledbetter again, up the middle. He spins. He's got a 1st down and more. Antonio Ledbetter on the far side. He is gone on his senior night.
That speed of Antonio Ledbetter, the yin and yang with him and Pinson. Kyle Schmidt said, hey, they wanted to start fast, get past the emotion of senior night. Well, that's how you do it.
We keep saying it. It's going to be a night for the seniors on this Spalding team. honored before the game, and already one of them makes a huge play as that's knocked through by Mo Lonergan. Another senior makes it 7-0. Let's take another look.
I mean, look at that. Look at that stiff arm there by Ledbetter. And then once he throws a stiff arm, he's to the house. Nobody from MSJ is stopping him. Getting this crowd fired up. An already fired up crowd, getting them even more fired up for this Spalding team. Again, you know, just the usual. Start off fast, play fast is exactly what Kyle Schmidt wanted to do. So, job well done on drive one.
What a start for Spalding as they lead things here 7-0.
And of course you hear, if you do hear that is right, the Spalding student section is correct, ladies and gentlemen. They do have girls versus MSJ is an all-boys school, if you can't hear the student section. The Spalding student section known for those chants.
So Lonergan, he's going to try to boot this into the corner where it will be caught by Claiborne, who is met in a hurry. He gets to around the 30. Good coverage there by Spalding. And now we will see Aiden Bell and this MSJ offense.
You know, one of the more interesting things that you talk to Kyle Schmidt and you're like, hey, what are your keys to winning this game? He mentions the kicking game. I think he means in particular those kickoffs. You don't want to give it to those speedsters back there, and you certainly see it there. So, again, job well done in the kicking department, as Coach Schmidt likes to see.
So MSJ will bring on its offensive personnel. Looks like they need one more player here. That is Brian Stewart. Last man on. Mary Voss is going to take the direct snap. He's going to run over to the far side, and this is a guy who Coach Donald Davis told us to look out for. There is a flag, though. This might be coming back.
Yeah, it might be coming back for some illegal motion there, as they were trying to do a little bit of trickery on play one.
Maybe a false start.
And that's the problem when you run those trick plays like that, especially when, you know, you kind of get caught trying to sub a guy on there, get your offensive line out of rhythm, catch somebody moving there. Unfortunately, as much as the trick they would have loved for that trick play to work, couldn't get the line straight.
So it's going to be now 1st and 15 here for the Gaels.
This kid, Aiden Bell, at quarterback, he's got a big arm. I was watching some of his highlight tape the other day.
But this defense has a quick first step.
And guess who? Joey Sheffers. We see him do that all season right there in the backfield. First guy there. He's just a simple RPO. He reads it all the way, and good play by number 0.
One legal snap, one great play already for Joey Sheffers on his senior night. 60 tackles so far this season for number 0 in red.
And you see him calling out the signals there. He's just the leader of this Spalding defense.
Aiden Bell looks to throw. Now he might run, slips and falls, and he will lose a couple. MSJ well behind the sticks now.
And this is exactly where you didn't want to find yourself if you're MSJ. Fighting behind the sticks against this Spalding defense. We know what they're going to dial up on 3rd down here. Try to go right at Bell. This is exactly what you didn't want if you're MSJ. If you're Spalding, you've got them right where you want them right now.
Third and long here for MSJ on their opening drive here tonight. Bell takes the snap. He's looking to throw, and it was just over the head there of Amari Wilder. And MSJ are going to have to punt it away.
Had the right idea trying to create space with that screen there on 3rd down and long, but you got to execute at the end of the day. Coach can call as good of a play as he'd like, but it's all on the guys to execute, and MSJ did not there.
Nico Romeo is set to punt this away. He's a great athlete. Not saying they would fake it in this situation, but they certainly can with him. He actually has a handful of catches on the year as a wide receiver. That punt nearly blocked, but a nice punt it was after Romeo was under duress. It gives his teammates plenty of time to get down there and push Igwebe out of bounds. So Spalding will start with it on their own half of the field at their own 45-yard line.
Great field position for this Spalding offense, and they'll look to keep their foot on the gas. As, of course, we've seen them do time in and time out again. Of course, got off to a slow start in the season, but now since conference play, it's been all foot on the gas for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, there was a quarterback change early on, and since this guy Snowden really took the reins of this team, they have reached a whole new level. Here's Ledbetter as he reaches another level. He gets about 9 or 10 there on first down.
That was not about Ledbetter. That was about the block that Cam Pinson laid out. Look at number 16 right in front of him. Nice block there, setting up that lane for Ledbetter. How about number 16 making a good block? Again, it's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but a great play.
Snowden's going to look deep. He wants Igwebe. He found him. Down at around the 11. The biggest passing play so far for Spalding has them set up nicely just outside of first and goal.
It's the speed of Aaron Igwebe. First of all, look at that air time on that ball by Brian Snowden. Simple pitch and catch. Igwebe does the rest, but great throw there by Snowden.
We've seen a lot of two-back sets so far tonight for Spalding. Both of them a real threat. The handoff goes to Pinson. He goes up the middle. He dives and scores. And he has a senior night touchdown as well.
Again, just as simple as that. That's two-headed monster. We saw Pinson with the block earlier in the drive. Now he gets rewarded with a carry. And what does he do with his first carry of the game? Goes right to the end zone. Man, Cam Pinson is an absolute baller. Again, a guy that came on kind of a late bloomer, 2 years on JV, but now just getting it done here in his senior year.
And the kick from Lonergan is up and good. 14-0 here for Spalding. Let's take another look here at this rushing score for Cam Pinson.
And again, the running backs with the blocking. How about Ledbetter setting up that block? And then Pinson with his power, his force, just does the rest of it from there. This two-headed monster, you talk about Brian Snowden and Webe, the play that set that up, and these receivers for Spalding. But with that two-headed monster, especially as we heading towards the playoffs next week, that's the key to Spalding potentially heading for a four-peat.
That duo, by the way, of Ledbetter and Pinson, they combined for around 170 rushing yards a game. And keep in mind, this is a team that loves to throw the ball with their great quarterback. It's also a dynamic offense.
Mind you, these two, throughout conference play, most of the time are sitting in the fourth quarter as well.
As that's going to be caught by Claiborne. Can he make something happen? Claiborne to the far side. A big return for MSJ. They're fired up, and they've got solid field position as he crossed the 30-yard line.
Get another look at this return. How about the kicker saving the touchdown there? First of all, great return there by MSJ. And then the kicker getting in the action, throwing a hit. Pat McAfee, you're watching. How about that one for the brand? Again, it's all about opportunities if you're MSJ.
So now we will see Aiden Bell in the ball game. He's going to throw, and it's going to be caught here by Stewart. And what a tackle there as he's dragged down by the freshman Joseph Cauzette.
Yeah, and Stewart's their most dynamic athlete. It's kind of a do-it-all chess piece that they can kind of mix all over this offense, can also play a little bit of defense as well, but he's going to be the guy that they're going to try and get the ball to as they try to climb out of this deficit.
2nd down and 4 here for the Gaels, who are quickly down 14-0. Handoff is going to be faked here. Quarterback still has it. That was Bell who threw it outside to Stewart. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 4 coming up.
Got to give credit to Bell on the sell job there.
Yep.
Just couldn't execute and finish that. But great sell job by number 8. And it had everybody, the Spalding defense thought they had contained. And he said, but got to complete the pass there if you're MSJ.
Or if you're MSJ, you might just like to see number 8 run. Either way, 3rd down and a manageable 4. Let's see if the Gaels can pick it up and keep this drive alive. Clock is stopped at 8:14. Bell is going to look to pass. Pressure comes. Looking to direct traffic downfield, and it's tipped and knocked down. Another stop for this Spalding defense.
Great play by Ethan Boston, but how about this interior D-line for Spalding? They were only rushing 3, and they got home to Bell, forced them outside of the pocket, and then Boston finishes it off with the tip. But great interior D-line play on 3rd downs, which you love to see.
Ethan Boston, the future Towson Tiger, making a nice play. One of many seniors tonight already with a moment.
I'd keep an eye out of here for what MSJ is trying to set up.
Looks like a false start. Stops any of those plans.
When you're that close, down by 2 scores, I'm sure they were thinking about some trickery. But as we saw with them on the first play of the game, when you have all that motion, that's the 50% of it is getting everybody set. And unfortunately, they just haven't been able to do that.
High snap. Romeo corrals it. He's going to boot it downfield. It's going to take a weird bounce. Igwebe will field it. Igwebe makes 2 miss, and then he is dragged down. A nice tackle there by Greg Butler to prevent a big return.
When that ball hits the ground and has the weird spin, just the awareness by Igwebe, letting that come to him, not doing anything crazy. And again, the plays that aren't going to make the highlight tape, but when you watch back, you're like, hey, these are the smart plays that are made. That's what winning teams do.
So the handoff is going to go up the middle here as Spalding snap it quickly. And that's a solid gain there for Cam Pinson.
And how about the big boys keeping the pile going for Pinson? We know about the speed that Pinson has himself, and then how about his teammates, Bryce Smalls, getting in the mix there, the rest of that Spalding offensive line. Kyle Schmidt, the former O-lineman himself, has to love that.
Haven't seen much in the way of passing tonight for Spalding, and when you've got 2 backs like this, you don't really need it. That's Ledbetter again with a solid gain. And this rushing offense for Spalding continues to enforce their will.
Again, just power football. You have 2 of these backs. You saw them run that play on the last drive. You have Pinson throw the block in front of Ledbetter. It doesn't matter who. They're just getting it done. Ooh.
There's another handoff. This time Pinson. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I think he did, which is an incredible effort in itself.
Get another look at this. First glance, thought, hey, it might have been a little bit of a horse collar, but I think that's just the size difference between the 2 players. But then how about the ability for Pinson to get out of that?
Handoff goes this time Ledbetter with the hurdle up the middle, still on his feet. He is spun down at the 15. What a night already for number 6.
Ledbetter, the do-it-all guys. He running track out there. Look at the hurdle, the footwork there to stay up. Whew. And, of course, this Spalding, this running gun, no-huddle offense, right back at it.
Now a pass. Snowden fires quickly. Igwebe makes the catch, and that is a great play by Ian Wells, who may have just saved a touchdown.
No doubt. You saw Spalding had the blocking set up there nicely. It was Wells that got off of his block there just to get Igwebe by the ankles.
Spalding looking for their third touchdown already here in the first quarter. Pinson and Ledbetter still in the backfield next to Snowden. Man in motion's Miller. It's a touch pass to him, and Cam Miller cannot get much more than two. Cam Brooks on the tackle to bring him down after a short gain. And again, when you see number 3 running with the ball.
Would have loved Cam Pinson to stay on his block just a couple seconds longer there. But nevertheless, when number 3 has the ball, as you were getting ready to say, Tyler, he's dangerous.
So still 2 backs, Ledbetter and Pinson. And it will be Pinson up the middle and in for his second touchdown.
An absolute grown man score from Cam Pinson. Right up the gut. Does it all. Doesn't get much better than that if you're number 16.
I would say the run has been established tonight for Spalding.
No doubt.
Incredible, incredible stuff. And I'm sure the O-line is going to have a great week of film if things continue like this.
I mean, just get another look at this. First of all, the big boy setting that up for Pinson. Bryce Smalls there right in front. Really, it was him that set up the lane. Pinson, all he has to do is walk in at that point.
That's his 9th touchdown on the ground this year, 10th overall for number 16.
Just an absolute scary 2-headed monster for teams in the MIAA. And as we move forward towards the playoffs, no matter who they get, those two are going to be a handful for their next opponent in the semifinals.
I believe it will be the winner of the Gilman and McDonough game as Gilman beat St. Mary's earlier this year.
Potentially, we could potentially get, if St. Mary's ends up in that 4 seed, could get a potential local rivalry again between Spalding and St. Mary's.
Right,
that
sorry.
One's a bit,
McDonough or Gilman gets the 2, yeah.
Yeah, that one's always a big matchup.
As that ball is going to take a bounce and roll the other way. That's a really tough play as the ball is on the ground. It was scooped up by Jackson, and I don't envy him. The wind, I think, blew that ball back. He wasn't expecting it. He scooped it up, and then you got to give a lot of credit to Claiborne, Jordan, for falling on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Claiborne heads up, but I actually got to give credit to Spalding. I think that was David Ledbetter who forced that ball out, and so credit to Ledbetter on the forced fumble, and then Claiborne being Johnny on the spot.
Yep, David Ledbetter, just 6 games coming into tonight, but he's been very solid, 38 receiving yards per game in those 6. Makes a nice special teams play, and now MSJ are really backed up, but a nice, good chunk of yards there on first down by Wilder. And that's going to put MSJ in front of the sticks. Again,
this is a tough Spalding D-line to go against, so got to give credit anytime this MSJ O-line can hold up. And I like the strategy for Donald Davis, sticking to your game plan even though you're down 3 scores. Certainly don't want to deviate too far off of it just yet.
Handoff goes to Wilder again, and that's 2 solid runs here to start this drive. It's going to be 3rd and short here for the Gaels.
Yep, because at the end of the day, you're just looking for rhythm. So why, at this point in the first quarter, no need to deviate from the game plan just yet. Yes, the score is what it is, but I think, you're just looking for as much momentum as you can get. As just try to find any sort of rhythm, and why not do that in the run game?
So Aiden Bell, the sophomore quarterback here for MSJ, is going to want to get his offense just 1 yard to keep this drive alive. It's going to be a pass near side. It will be caught, and that should be enough to move the chains. So good job by Brian Stewart on the comeback to make the grab and get the first.
Yeah, just get another look at this. First of all, great settle on the quick fake, and then Stewart just having the awareness to make sure he got to the line. So, again, as much momentum as you can get, keep with this game plan of letting that run set up the pass for MSJ and just try and get into a rhythm.
Bell's going to hand it off. Wilder again, and it's just so hard to really get much of anything against this tough Spalding D-line. A gain of, looks like 1 there.
Yeah, that snap came out a little bit early, and I think it just got things a little bit confused on the line there for MSJ. So only a gain of 1 there after a little bit of confusion there on the offensive line.
So Aiden Bell, sophomore, looking for 9 yards in the next 2 plays. Bell running to his right, firing downfield. He's got his man. Amiri Voss is going to take it all the way. A huge play for the Gaels as they put a touchdown on the board.
And that's why you keep with your game plan. You let that run, set up the pass. You get Bell in a little bit of space, and he has a big arm. That time he uses it well, the fine Voss. And again, that's what it's all about if you're MSJ, letting that run set up the pass, and that's the payoff.
Amari Voss with a huge, huge play. And that MSJ bench is fired up as Alex Loveland will come out to attempt the extra point to make it 21-7. And he boots it through. How about MSJ with a huge, huge play?
Get another look. How about this throw from Bell? Just launching it. Voss getting past 2 defenders, have himself wide open. All he has to do is keep them away and does just that. But how about the throw there from Bell? And then, like I said earlier, just great, great game planning by this MSJ team, letting that run set up the pass there. And it's going to be interesting to see how Spalding responds here.
Again, we were told by Coach Davis, Mari Voss is a guy to look out for. He shows it there, turned on the Jets. And all of a sudden, we've got a game again, 21-7, and now the pressure is on this MSJ defense. Can they find a stop against this high-octane Spalding offense? One thing's for sure, things a whole lot more interesting now, as that's going to be bobbled but scooped up by Igwebe. Igwebe will go to the far side, and it's incredible that he got anything out of that after putting it on the turf.
Well, no doubt, as soon as he bobbled that, got lucky there. You could see it in his eyes that he wanted to do something with it quickly to make up for the mistake. He's that type of guy. That's what great players do. They make small mistakes, and they want to make up for them right away.
A really, really windy night, maybe that affecting that kick. As it was loose there for a second for Igwebe. And now the handoff is going to go to Ledbetter. And, again, this is what Spalding does so well. They pick up so many yards on all these run plays. They get ahead of the sticks, so then the playbook's wide open.
Exactly. You saw it on the other side for MSJ when they let their run set up their pass. Well, Spalding does that and does it very well, and we're continuing to see that here early on.
It's Ledbetter again, but he will be met. A nice tackle there. And this MSJ defensive line, that was Jakai Spano and Cam Brooks binding for the stop. And all of a sudden it's third down, albeit just 2 yards away from moving the chains for Spalding. Snowden trying to get MSJ to give him the first down there by jumping, but MSJ keeps their poise.
He'll figure out that cadence over the next few years.
Braden Camp moving all over the place. Now Pinson is going to go to the outside. Pinson takes the handoff. He's running left, and he's got a first down and more. Pinson is across the 45-yard line, and that will move the chains for Spalding.
And I believe it was the block from Ledbetter there, right there at the end of that run that allowed Pinson to get the first down. Yeah, look at Ledbetter right there at the chain making a pivotal block there.
Looked like David Hewitt had a chance, Jordan, to bring him down before the sticks, but the elusiveness of Pinson just getting around him.
No doubt.
51 seconds to go here in an action-packed first quarter. Miller in motion. Snowden is going to find Pinson with plenty of room. Pinson eluded one tackle and gets across the 40. Chris Griffin thought that he had him down, but Pinson didn't give up on the play. That's a good job by Snowden just finding the open man.
Exactly. Great play there by Snowden. Go into your check down option 1, 2. Not there. Pinson wide open there is the third option, and all he has to do is do the rest.
Pinson's going to get a break now. Ahmed Prettyman, who has run the ball 25 times this year for 6 yards a pop and 2 scores. Now in the backfield. Handoff is fake. Downfield for Miller. I don't think he got a foot in. An incomplete pass bringing up second down and 10. Maybe an inch too far to the right on that throw.
Yeah, you saw Miller there trying to get an ounce of separation, but by the time he finally did, it was just a little bit too late.
So a quick snap there for Prettyman as the clock will run out. So Spalding with a commanding 21-7 lead, but a lot of fight left in these Gaels as we will step away. Actually, it looks like they're going to add some time. Looked like there was 4 seconds left in the quarter. And 4 seconds will be added. All right, so one more play here in this first quarter.
And while we're at it, give credit to Kennard Mahomes for MSJ not letting Miller get that separation, and now those two are matched up again.
Miller now in motion. Handoff goes to Ledbetter. He makes a quick turn, and he's going to get across the 35-yard line. And now the first quarter is over. So a solid run there to put Spalding in third and manageable. When we come back, you're watching high school football here on Hype Time Sports. I'm Tyler Lochte. He is Jordan Johnson. So great to be here with you tonight on a windy, chilly fall night. But you can't ask for better weather than this. This is Halloween at its finest.
Get a little spooky out here in Severn, but man, this is just absolute great high school football weather. Can't ask for a better night.
It's funny, Jordan. I remember growing up and trick-or-treating. I feel like every single Halloween had this exact weather.
No
doubt. A little bit chilly, a little bit windy, kind of messing up your costume. But you wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly. And then for Spalding, having your senior night be on Halloween as well.
Plenty of costumes in the student section.
How about the creativity of some of them? Got to give credit where it's due. Feels like they're getting better and better every year compared to when we were in high school.
We didn't have that much to work with back in the day. So Spalding are just about set to get us started here in quarter number 2 after a very impressive drive by the Gaels, which ended in a big touchdown. Let's see if Spalding can answer. Snowden lost the football, and he's going to have to dive on it, and it's a stop for MSJ.
The rare miscue you see from Spalding there. As I think that ball I think the center just snapped it a little bit too early. Actually, no.
That's on Snowden.
No, that's just on Snowden. Wow.
And that's rare for him to have a mistake, and I think it's smart for him not to try to do anything with the ball.
Exactly.
Understand the situation,
Especially
just jump on it.
Third down,
this punt is going to be shaked. It's going to bounce out of play, and all of a sudden, MSJ have great field position here after the stop. And keep in mind, Jordan, it's very rare that we see Spalding punt the football.
Right. Not only that we see them punt, but that we see them with back-to-back miscues.
Yep.
And then, mind you, MSJ scored on their last drive, so have to see if they can take a little bit of this momentum in here. And again, it's only a 2-score game.
The defense did their job, and now if you're MSJ, you're feeling pretty good.
No doubt. And again, you talked about it, or I talked about it earlier. When you're down 21-0, why do you keep running the ball? It's to set up that pass like they did, get some momentum. Well, now it's all on their side. We'll see what they can do with it.
Aiden Bell is going to hand it off just as you said, but Wilder is swallowed up. Who else? Joey Sheffers gets into the backfield for a TFL.
What does it number 0 do? Gets off his block there. Him and Ethan Boston meet at number 22. The two leaders of this Spalding defense making another play.
So that is a big loss. Refs are going to say it's a loss of 5 there on first down. Not what MSJ wanted to start this drive after they scored and got a big stop. Bell hands it off again for Wilder, and again he is met by Sheffers in the backfield.
Listen, if Joey Sheffers wants to go out on a high note, maybe he should run track because he is in that backfield with lightning fast speed. Man.
Huge night for Sheffers so far.
And now
his final regular season game here at home.
And now it being a throwing down, everyone in the stadium knows it. We'll see what MSJ does here.
Bell will drop back to pass. He fires, and it's going to be incomplete there. Miscue. That was Voss who was trying to catch it, but he ran into his lineman.
Again, like the idea of trying to set up the screen, but again, just when you run into your lineman there, everybody in the stadium knows you're throwing. I think even if he catches that, Ethan Boston's right there to bring him down.
So 2 great plays by Sheffers, push MSJ behind the sticks, and now they will have to punt it away. It was a big opportunity there for the Gaels to get something going after the stop.
Spalding.
Instead, they've got to punt it away.
Yeah, but if you're Spalding on defense, you did exactly your job, and
that punt nearly blocked. It's going to take an MSJ bounce and roll across the 50-yard line. It was a lot of pressure there in the face of Nico Romeo.
I think someone might have gotten a hand in there on that punt as well. So credit to the Spalding special teams. As we thought we were going to get another look at that play, but nevertheless, great play by the Spalding special teams unit.
His coaching staff.
Yep.
So now we will see this Spalding offense again after they were stopped on a fumble by Snowden. Handoff goes to Pinson up the middle, and he is going to get a gain of maybe 3.
But this is a good moment for your freshman quarterback. How do you respond to adversity? How do you come out after making that mistake? Something we've talked about a lot, Tyler, is how Snowden has composed himself and had so much poise playing like a senior. Well, he's only a freshman, and he hasn't quite had too many moments that you look back on that are bad. So
this is Ledbetter. He cuts the other way. He's got plenty of room. They will not catch him. His second touchdown tonight makes it 27-7.
Well, that's a great way to get your confidence back, is just to give the ball to number 6. You know what he can do as soon as he saw that lane. All he has to do is take it, go the opposite side, and that'll certainly ignite some confidence back in your offense.
Both senior running backs with a pair of touchdowns tonight. That's the 14th this year on the ground for Ledbetter, as Lonergan knocks it through to make it 28-7. Here's another look.
And how about the blocking scheme? How about these guys? Kyle Lucas in there throwing the block. Then Ledbetter cutting back inside, doing the rest there. How about the big boys tonight? The big boys have been on their A game tonight, setting up these lanes for these backs.
An impressive performance here by this rushing offense for Spalding. kind of kept the ball out of the hands of the freshman quarterback Snowden, who's made a few nice passes tonight, should be said, but also fumbled and then jumped on it.
On a windy night, like
Yep.
the idea of running the ball, keeping it on the ground.
Well, for MSJ, though, their biggest play of the night was a deep throw. That was a great connection from Bell to Voss.
Tell you what, Bell is talented. He's got a big arm. That translates. He's going to be playing somewhere on Saturdays.
He's just a sophomore, too. Plenty of potential, certainly, for number 8, as we will see him and his offense come back onto the field.
You know, it's tough after losing all the momentum that they had. Get a look at. How about that Halloween costume right there? A couple of them. At least even the camera guys are wearing their Halloween costumes out here on Halloween night. Everybody getting involved in it. If you're both of these teams, the only thing you're dressed up as is football players who want to win a game.
Yeah, trick-or-treating is fun and all, but I think either of these teams, there's no better treat than a win here tonight on Halloween. So Bell, let's see what he can do. He's going to fake the handoff, fire it right through the middle, and it will be caught by Stewart, who's been the favorite target tonight on any short passes from Bell.
Give Bell credit where it's due. Getting out of the pocket, nice little sidearm throw, and then Stewart keeping two hands on that ball is a little bit behind him, making a play there. So, like I said, Bell's got some potential, man.
An awkward release, but as long as it's complete, certainly does the job. And with the pressure in his face, that was a really good play. Here's Wilder trying to make some men miss, and he does. Somehow finds a way to turn what would have been a big-time TFL into a nice gain.
Yes, how about that pancake there from the offensive lineman? That was Jabari Berry making a pancake on Joey Sheffers. That is not an easy guy to bring down at all. And you saw him celebrating after that. Those are the plays that the big boys like. You know, you say not all of them make the highlight reel. That one's going to be on Huddle by the end of the night. I can guarantee you that.
Jordan, I love that you're always trying to show love whenever you can for the big guys down in the trenches. That was a great play. 3rd down and 1. Bell fires, pass is caught, and that will move the chains here for MSJ as they will bring it across the 40-yard line. A nice play by Jaden Gillespie, the sophomore, catching the pass from another sophomore.
And again, a nice Bell. Bell knew where he wanted to go all the way. And then he just did a great job of executing it. Just a quick pitch and catch there. And now MSJ got a little momentum here on offense.
I think Aiden Bell's poise tonight has really been impressive.
No doubt. That's going to set them up well moving forward.
Again, he's just a sophomore. Playing beyond his years tonight. Handoff goes to Wilder, who's going to get, looks like, maybe 2 yards there on 1st down. So
This is an MSJ team that has been playing winning football all year. 6-4 record. Certainly set themselves up well. Good head coach in Donald Davis. He's going to be coaching the Big 33 team next year, and what an honor that is. Certainly a big deal here in the state of Maryland. Always try and get bragging rights over Team Pennsylvania. And good time to mention that Team Maryland did win over the summer for the first time in quite a few years.
Bell almost got away, but he is swallowed up. Nice play there on that D-line by Brock Frisbee.
That's not good. Bell's going to stay out there, but he was a little slow to his feet.
Back up is Caden Finley, the junior. And again, Bell has looked really good on this drive. And it looks like he's going to tough it out. Amari Voss is off the field here. Again, that's the biggest weapon for MSJ. Somebody else has to step up.
As of right now, no one's covered. Okay, that's
pass goes outside, and it's going to be a 1st down and much more. That's Anderson. And Anderson is inside the 20. This MSJ offense making play after play to keep those chains moving.
How about it? Quick little screenplay there, and then the big boy setting it up once again. But how about Anderson, his speed? Then Davis in there right in front, Stewart laying a block. And that's what it's all about on those screenplays. You know, you get the ball out real quick, get it to your fastest guy, and then let everybody else do the dirty work.
That's Isaiah Anderson, who's a safety. Jordan getting up there on offense as he has a few times this season.
Well, you know, in high school, that's what it's all about. You want your best athletes on the field, no matter whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams.
A huge play there for MSJ. Now they'll look to turn it into points. Bell to his left. He's going to take off. He's got a bit of room, and he will reach that ball forward for a gain of 4 on the first down. And again, that pushes MSJ in front of the sticks.
But you know what? If you're Spalding, both offensively and defensively, going up against a team like MSJ, this is not the worst thing in the world. You're getting a little bit battle-tested here before the playoffs, and, you know, this is what it's all about.
This is an MSJ team. For some of these guys on the field, it's their last chance playing this great sport, and they're playing like it tonight. I've seen a ton of fight from these Gaels, and you have to give them a lot of credit as they look to score for the second time here tonight. Bell is going to hand it off. Up the middle is Wilder. His legs still churning after first contact. And that will move MSJ that much closer to a very manageable third down.
Again, the big boys. Man, man, Jabari Berry is just fun to watch as
He's
an
had
offensive
a few pancakes
lineman.
tonight.
Not only just the pancakes, but his excitement, man. Those are the guys that make it worth watching at the end of the day. You love the excitement from that kid.
Jabari Berry, a senior. This could be his last chance, and he is playing like it. 55 in white showing his love for the game on that play there. It's 3rd and short here for MSJ. Handoff goes to Wilder. He is met, and he is short. And now it's decision time for Donald Davis and this MSJ offense.
Yeah, and speaking of decisions, I think Bell was a little bit late on making that decision. A little bit of an RPO, decides to give it up late, allowing the Spalding defensive linemen and linebackers to get in that backfield there. So we'll see. It looks like he's going to keep his offense out there on the field. Don't blame him down by 3 scores.
And
field
they
goal
need 3 yards.
Right, field goal doesn't really do you good.
This is a big play early in this game. 4th down and 3 for MSJ. Bell is going to look to run for it. He goes to the outside. He lost the ball. It gets knocked out of play, and it's going to be a stop for Spalding.
You like the idea from Bell, but would have liked to see him take off just a little bit earlier there. Green right in front of him. I think he takes off a couple seconds earlier, and he gets there. But great play there by Justin Snell, forcing that ball out.
I think Aiden Bell may have gotten those 3 yards if Snell didn't knock it away. So that play saves Spalding, and now their offense will come back out there. What a play by Justin Snell.
And that pretty much kills what little bit of momentum that MSJ had. So expect this Spalding team on offense to keep the foot on the gas.
And off here. Outside goes Pinson, and that's his longest run tonight.
Get another look at this. I keep harping on it, man, but these big boys are giving these backs some holes, and they're taking advantage of them.
So after the big-time defensive stop, Spalding looking to put some more points on the board here before the half comes. Snowden looking deep. He wants Miller, and he overthrew it.
That was the bet. Honestly, if you're Snowden, if my guy can't get to it, nobody can get to it, because that was looking a little bit dangerous there as Miller was trying to get a separation. That's almost one that you're glad that Snowden overthrew.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 here for Spalding. Clock is stopped at 2:46. Snowden takes the snap. He's going to look short, finds Ledbetter, who is swallowed up in the backfield. What a tackle by Cam Brooks.
Get another look at this screenplay. That's the job of those linebackers, and Brooks does just that and sends Ledbetter flying.
And again, Ledbetter is dangerous. If you don't make that tackle, he could really burn you. He's shown that tonight. 3rd down and long here for Spalding. Snowden fires just high, and the flag comes in late. And MSJ's bench is irate. That would have been a stop, and instead it's going to be a 1st down here for Spalding.
That's the most fired up we've seen Donald Davis this entire game.
His players are trying to hold him back.
If you're Snowden, that's not a great read there. Just going to your first option.
A frustrated Davis. Nothing that he could do to change the call.
In his defense,
That was a late flag.
it was a late flag, and it was a little bit 50-50 on the hands. You can certainly understand his argument there as both Miller and the DB. This has been a fun matchup between Miller and Mahomes, that they were both kind of getting a little handsy. So you can understand the frustration there, but nevertheless, 3 yardage for Spalding in a new set of downs.
Handoff is going to go to Pinson, and Pinson goes up the middle and has a 1st down. He is just past the 40.
These zone reads for the Spalding offense, it's just as simple as that. All the backs have to do is read and find the lane, and they're going.
Snowden looks to pass. It's tipped up in the air. That's Jakai Spano who got a hand up, and it's 2nd and 10.
Give Spano credit where it's due there on the tip. If you can't get off the block and get to the quarterback, make a play, certainly does that there.
We've said his name a good amount of times tonight. The junior is showing out here in his final game before his final year. And off goes to Pinson. Up the middle, and Pinson is going to get almost halfway there. So 3rd down coming up here for Spalding.
Big opportunity for this MSJ defense.
Yep, 3rd down and 6. After they feel like they were robbed on that penalty. Let's see if they could get a stop. Snowden drops back to pass. Pressure comes, and he will evade it. Snowden still on his feet. He has the 1st down. He turns the sack into a big run.
That's the best play of the night. How about the elusiveness from Brian Snowden getting away from MIAA? That's not an easy feat getting away from him. Get some help from Kyle Lucas in the process. And then Snowden's just able to scurry away and get some yards. This guy in Iowa who just picked up a PWO offer from Vandy yesterday. Certainly a talented player on this MSJ defense.
Short pass, Igwebe. He has a blocker in front of him. He doesn't need it. He shook him off and scored.
Easy come, easy go. All you have to do is feed number 13. And he does the rest. Simple screen play there. And how about Igwebe getting a touchdown on senior night? He's fired up for it in his last home regular season game in a Spalding uniform.
It's 9th touchdown in his 9th game of his senior season. And the kick is up and good. Aaron Igwebe, happy senior night for him. And again, he shook off the defender himself.
No doubt, and again, give credit to the blocking for setting up that screenplay.
Purnell, you got to give him credit. He was down the field.
Right. But also the block by Bryce Smalls there to keep the defender away there, too. 42 seconds left. MSJ still got time. When you have a quarterback like Bell with a big arm, you never know what can happen. Get a look at Kyle Schmidt, a guy who takes his special teams very seriously. True steward of the game, a guy who cares about all. Right. Certainly a guy that's built for football weather.
Yeah, he looks comfortable in the shorts. Mo Lonergan will boot this away. Not much time here for MSJ. It's going to go out of the end zone. They will have 42 seconds to look to put some points on the board here before this half is over.
Again, I keep an eye out. Guys like Voss, Stewart. You also have a guy in Kennard Mahomes who can play, who's just a great athlete as well if they want to get him involved in the offense. Isaiah Anderson as well. We saw him make a couple plays. They certainly got the guys to do it with 42 seconds left.
Well, remember, they had a really long touchdown earlier tonight, but they have a long way to go here. Bell runs to his right. He's going to fire it. Pass will be caught. Solid gain there and first down to Brian Stewart. Clock will stop at 34 seconds.
Nice little touch pass there from Bell. And Stewart getting out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Nice gain of 8, but again, the Spalding defense, they'll give those plays up. They just don't want anything over the top. As this half is coming to an end. Bell is going to fire it. Pass is caught by Wilder, and Wilder is going to dive just past the 35-yard line. I think that MSJ is going to call a timeout. They will with 28 seconds left to go here in the first half.
And to your point, Tyler, it's all about the prevent here from Spalding defense. You'll certainly give up the screen plays.
So the Spalding defense talking things over. Donald Davis on the far side of the field is still pleading his case to the refs after we saw, again, that really late flag on third down. It was nearly a stop for the Gaels, and then Spalding took it down and scored.
At the end of the day, as a coach, you love to see him go, defending his guys there. You certainly understand his frustration, but I think that's one when he's going to look back on film. You're going to look; those are the ones that, in the moment, obviously you don't think it's your guy, but I think he's just going to look back at it and be like, hey, it's a 50-50 call. It could go either way. And sometimes that's just what happens when those receivers are neck and neck. Well, we'll see if his offense can get some momentum going into the half.
So 28 seconds to go in the half. See what MSJ can cook up here before the break. Bell, pressure comes. And he's just going to fire it downfield. It was almost intercepted. Joseph Cauzette got a hand on it. If he would have made the catch, I think his foot would have come down out of play.
Yeah, that was a dangerous throw there by Bell. I think he was just trying to get it out of bounds, but let it hang a little bit too much. And
MSJ still has 2 timeouts. But again, they've got a very long way to go. They have some really talented wideouts. who could certainly find a way to make a play.
Got Stewart with no one covering him as of right now. Obviously, Spalding in a prevent defense.
Bell, pressure comes. He steps up and somehow got rid of it. He was out of the tackle box. It's not going to be intentional grounding.
Speaking of Stewart, Stewart got away from his man and was wide open there on the other side. If Bell could have seen him.
Well, that would have been nearly an impossible throw.
Oh, it would have been an impossible throw because, again, see, he was trying to get out of that rush, but.
Well, it's tough there because a lot of your options are on the left side. If you're Bell and he ran to the right, that kind of limited where he can look. Now he will run to his right. Fire it downfield. He wants Voss again. He makes the catch at around the 36.
Speaking of guys getting separation, how about Voss there?
And now MSJ are in position for maybe a Hail Mary as they're going to have it just 36 yards away, and he ran left that time, and it worked out.
Get another look there. First of all, great block there by Davis. Bell with the big throw, and Voss coming back to it, having the awareness.
It was Brandon Hicks in coverage. He tried to put a hand up, and it was just perfectly lofted over his head. And into the arms of Voss again.
I think you take your one quick shot at the end zone here.
MSJ does still have a timeout. Jordan, if they want to run something over the middle to try to make that pass a little bit easier, they can. You can't take your timeouts with you, so you might as well.
Or potentially even set up your kicker if you want to.
I guess if it is deep enough, yeah, you've got a kicker who works well with little time on the clock in Alex Loveland. 2 game-winning kicks and with 3 seconds or less on the clock this year. Bell drops back, steps up. He is wrapped up. And MSJ is going to call their final timeout with 1 second left in the half. Good hustle there by Donald Davis to get that timeout in. And a great defensive play there by Jaron Williams, his 6th and a half sack.
Yeah, good play by Williams there. That's exactly what you didn't want if you're MSJ, is to have that ball going backwards.
And that makes it a little bit harder here.
Now for the Hail Mary.
Looks like it's going to be 37 yards from the spot to the end zone. And again, we've seen Aiden Bell launch it. They've put 2 seconds on the clock. That doesn't matter that much. The difference between 1 and 3, not that crazy. This is going to be the final snap no matter what.
Bell's got a big arm to get it to the end zone.
I guess barring a defensive penalty that would have it on time down. So you got to think this is going to the end zone. There are 5 men deep here for Spalding. Can MSJ work some magic? It's fired far side, and it's picked off. And that will end the half. A great job there by Torrey Massenberg to seal the pick. And Spalding will take a 35-7 lead in the locker room.
Again, just Bell launching it. Great play by Massenberg going up and getting that ball.
Yeah, if he doesn't get it, Anderson may have scored just behind him. For Bell, that's tough in the stat sheet. He had to fire it downfield, didn't have much of a choice. So we will step away here at halftime on Halloween night. It's Spalding up 35-7 at the break.
Become what you believe. Matthew 9:29. Another sunrise at Spalding. Another student thinking about their future. Another athlete making a crowd cheer. Another artist finding their voice. Dreamers having their first dream. Another sunrise for you. You who choose boldness, faith, and selflessness. Finding your community and forging your future. Making the choices that will carry you as you decide who you will become. The star of the show. A world changer. A leader. Become you, whoever you choose to be.
There's a certain type of warm, welcoming environment. That's not only what I felt as a student, but as a Spalding alumni.
That is what the community feels like. Feels like I'm home.
When I first went here in 1966, there was a home ec lab, and now there is a robotics lab.
It's obviously changed so much, but it's still the same.
I carry with me the confidence that was built right here at Spalding.
Look at the people that have graduated from Spalding, and they're well-rounded. It's strong-willed people, and they want to change the world in their chosen professions. I can see through my children, and I'm now hoping my grandchildren's eyes. We're all part of something special.
A legacy.
When I was looking for a school, I was looking for a place that would take me seriously.
Somewhere that felt alive.
Spalding taught me to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I'm very excited about my future. I've been inspired. I've been pushed. I was allowed to find my voice and thrive.
When I think back to my time here, I felt prepared for life.
The education, the experience.
If I had to do it all over again,
I would not change a thing.
And I want that same feeling for my kids.
Become what you believe. Matthew 9:29. Another sunrise at Spalding. Another student thinking about their future. Another athlete making a crowd cheer. Another artist finding their voice. Dreamers having their first dream. Another sunrise for you. You who choose boldness, faith, and selflessness. Finding your community and forging your future. Making the choices that will carry you as you decide who you will become. The star of the show. A world changer. A leader. Become you, whoever you choose to be.
There's a certain type of warm, welcoming environment. That's not only what I felt as a student, but as a Spalding alumni.
That is what the community feels like. Feels like home.
When I first went here in 1966, there was a home ec lab, and now there is a robotics lab.
It's obviously changed so much, but it's still the same.
I carry with me the confidence that was built right here at Spalding.
Look at the people that have graduated from Spalding, and they're well-rounded. It's strong-willed people, and they want to change the world in their chosen professions. I can see through my children, and I'm now hoping my grandchildren's eyes. We're all part of something special.
A legacy.
When I was looking for a school, I was looking for a place that would take me seriously.
Somewhere that felt alive. Spalding taught me to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I'm very excited about my future. I've been inspired. I've been pushed. I was allowed to find my voice and thrive.
When I think back to my time here, I felt prepared for life.
The education, the experience.
If I had to do it all over again,
I would not change a thing.
And I want that same feeling for my kids.
Become what you believe. Matthew 9:29. Another sunrise at Spalding. Another student thinking about their future. Another athlete making a crowd cheer. Another artist finding their voice. Dreamers having their first dream. Another sunrise for you. You who choose boldness, faith, and selflessness. Finding your community and forging your future. Making the choices that will carry you as you decide who you will become. The star of the show. A world changer. A leader. Become you, whoever you choose to be.
There's a certain type of warm, welcoming environment. That's not only what I felt as a student, but as a Spalding alumni.
That is what the community feels like. Feels like home.
When I first went here in 1966, there was a home ec lab, and now there is a robotics lab.
It's obviously changed so much, but it's still the same.
I carry with me the confidence that was built right here at Spalding.
Look at the people that have graduated from Spalding, and they're well-rounded. They're strong-willed people, and they want to change the world in their chosen professions. I can see through my children, and I'm now hoping my grandchildren's eyes. We're all part of something special.
A legacy.
When I was looking for a school, I was looking for a place that would take me seriously.
Somewhere that felt alive.
Spalding taught me to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I'm very excited about my future. I've been inspired. I've been pushed. I was allowed to find my voice and thrive.
When I think back to my time here, I felt prepared for life.
The education, the experience.
If I had to do it all over again,
I would not change a thing.
And I want that same feeling for my kids.
And we welcome you back here to Severn. Happy Halloween to everybody tuning in here tonight. Beautiful, beautiful fall evening here. Camp Pinson and this Spalding rushing attack really led the way in the first half as they lead 35-7.
No doubt, certainly a good senior night and Halloween for him. 2 tutties in the first half. You see him fired up, getting his teammates getting ready for the second half. And we got the influencer in attendance. That's AJ Green, of course, the TikTok star. 1.7 mil on the YouTube and the TikTok. He's certainly one that's going to attract a crowd here at Spalding and in town, taking in some high school action. He'll also be at the Maryland-Indiana game. And speaking of Maryland, Brian Snowden repping the Terps.
Wow.
But just to finish off that story on Green, it was Cam Miller, the do-it-all guy, spamming his DMs of A.J. Green, trying to get him to come. Got in contact through Torrey Smith, a mentor, and next thing you know, A.J. Green is here at Spalding, putting the Cavaliers on the map, big time.
So for Spalding here, they will boot this away, and we will see this MSJ offense out on the field. And again, we saw, Jordan, they were able to move the ball a little bit there, especially in the second quarter.
No doubt, it's that run game, that power run game that sets up the pass. And of course, this Spalding offense, they can do it all. And this time on a windy night, it's been through the ground, and they've certainly been getting it done.
So Lonergan is going to boot it long into the end zone for a touchback, and MSJ will start things off at the 20.
Your MSJ, you did have a little bit of success on offense in that first half. So, and a guy like Aiden Bell's got a big arm. Try to get some momentum here.
Yeah, Aiden Bell, he's elusive, and he is a cannon as well, Jordan. Just a sophomore, but the future is really bright for number 8 in white.
No doubt, and this is a solid MSJ team that, winning record. They've been playing winning football all year long. Certainly have seen it in spurts tonight, but just not quite consistent enough. But that's not Aiden Bell.
No, that's Caden Finley.
The second half.
Who's going to take the first snap here in the half. Finley will hand it off, and it goes up the middle for a short rushing gain for Caleb Davis.
We did see Bell get nicked up pretty good in that first half. I have to wonder if that has to do with it.
Caden Finley has played a little bit this season. As I'm looking over on the far sideline, I can see Aiden Bell, and he is just stretching. He's right around the first down marker.
Yeah, Tyler, it is Halloween night. Get a look at these Halloween costumes. At halftime, I saw somebody dressed up as Thad Castle.
Wow.
That one's going for a winner, for my winner, as best costume in the stadium tonight.
I think he had some shoulder pads, too. What a passing play to Voss, who has a touchdown already. He wants a second one. Can he get 3? Yes, he can. New quarterback, no problem. A second deep score for Amari Voss.
How about Amari Voss there getting the separation, go wide open, then the celebration there, him and Stewart. That one will get you fired up. Get a big play to start the second half for MSJ.
I'll tell you what, Jordan, MSJ's got themselves a dog in number 4.
No doubt about it. He's certainly playing like it. This again, talk about this is an MSJ team that's no team to be slouched with. And they're going to be good for the next couple of years here, especially under Donald Davis.
How about that for a start here to the second half? 35-13. And that's just what the doctor ordered for MSJ after.
Ooh.
Oh, here's a fake. MSJ looking for 2, and it's going to be a great defensive play. Who else but the Florida State-bound Sean Johnson?
Great awareness there by Sean Johnson there. Had it read all the way on the fake.
That was Adam Clellan, the senior, who took off running with it.
Good.
And that's the Spalding defense. They look kind of shell-shocked here. Here's why.
Yeah, a little bit. Just Voss creates separation, then creating that speed for himself, and good momentum there for this MSJ offense. Getting a quick play right out the gate in the second half here.
Wow. So just the 6 points there for MSJ after the faked extra point.
But you're Spalding, this is a good test in how do you respond to momentum? How do you respond to a little bit of adversity a little bit? And again, right before playoffs, when you know you're the number 1 seed, you want to face a little bit of adversity before playoffs. And so
I guarantee you, Coach, he doesn't want anything handed to this group.
Exactly.
He wants them to earn it, and it's going to be hard.
But listen, this year it frankly hasn't. I mean, you can look at conference play and say,
yes. Hang on a second. Cam Miller has space. He is down to the 46-yard line And just like that, the momentum is right back with the Caps.
How about the stiff arm there from Cam Miller? Get another look at this return. We know how dynamic he is, and once he finds a lane, he certainly found it there. But then how about throwing a stiff arm with Mahomes? You think that one – I think that one had a little bit of extra mustard on him as those two have been going back and forth all night. But just to finish that last point, you know, again, not the worst thing in the world for this Spalding team to face a little bit of adversity right before playoffs.
That's Ledbetter. He finds space. He wants a hat trick, and he's going to get it. 3 touchdowns for number 6 on senior night.
Well, that's how you respond to it, is you give it to your best back and Ledbetter and let him do the rest. Again, this Spalding offense just so potent. Hard to stop them through the air, on the ground. Tonight it's been all about the ground game. I got 5 touchdowns on the ground so far here tonight. Again, it's just a dangerous offense heading into the MIAA playoffs.
And the kick is up and good. And just like that, how about a quick answer for Spalding?
Again, just as simple as that. Good blocking there on the zone read. And all Ledbetter has to do is take it to the house.
And you can see, again, for Snowden on the left, number 9, he
That's
has
a trio.
He's got the Maryland handler, but he's taking a trip to the shoe tomorrow for Penn State, Ohio State. He is a very highly touted player, just a freshman. But after what we're seeing from the last quarterback from Spalding, Malik Washington, I think that's certainly some more eyes on him.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, just how about the Spalding team going from a guy in Malik who we all know did so much to, you know, having pretty much no drop off with Snowden. Of course, everyone talks about the battle early on in the year, but once Snowden took control, it's been no looking back.
22 touchdowns, just 1 interception this year for Snowden as that ball is booted down of the back of the end zone, and we will see this MSJ offense again as 2 long touchdowns for them and a few long drives as well. I've been pretty impressed by this Gaels offense tonight.
Give credit to Aiden Bell where it's due. He's used his big arm to his advantage, and you know, these receivers for MSJ, they're certainly making plays. Unfortunately, it hasn't been quite enough, but, you know, when you look back on film, you're going to give the guys credit where it's due. A guy like Voss just having certainly a standout game. It's one he's going to like. But
Finley is back in there. He's going to look to throw. Pressure comes, and he is dragged down. It's a sack for Jaron Williams, his 2nd of the night.
Again, on senior night, Jaron Williams, the E-line commit, getting in that backfield. First he thought, am I going to tip it? Nope. I'm going to go right at the quarterback, and does a great job of finishing that play.
And it looks like Williams is still down. So the training staff is going to come out and check on him.
That's certainly what you don't want to see if you're Spalding, especially heading into the playoffs next week. Hope he's okay. And you see the Spalding coaches motivating their defense. Again, you know, take the score out of the equation. The Spalding defense has given up a couple big plays tonight. And
a couple big drives, too, that did not end in points.
Certainly.
And Jordan, we just haven't seen that out of Spalding's defense this year, and you've got to give credit to Donald Davis and Aiden Bell, Kate Finley, all these guys for MSJ. They've played really hard tonight.
No doubt. They've certainly given it their all. And, you know, for Spalding, this is teaching tape, right? Going into next week, you know, you're going to have a tough opponent, whether that ends up being St. Mary's or Gilman, whoever it may be. So you certainly get an opportunity to look back at this tape and learn from it.
Calvert Hall also in the equation. They have a big game tomorrow at Concordia. He is out.
Gilman plays McDonough tomorrow.
As Garen Williams, who, again, 2 sacks for him tonight. He is a senior. And he is helped off the field, and you never want to see that. He's such a big part of this defense, Jordan. On the year, he's up to 7.5 sacks, well over 10 TFLs, and around 30 tackles total. That's a big, big piece, and they're going to hope big number 51 is back on that field soon.
No doubt.
So now MSJ is really backed up. Let's see if Caden Finley and his squad can get out of this. Sheffers is showing blitz there, number 0 in red. Finley is going to step up. He's going to look to throw, and it's dropped by Voss, who had a little bit of room if he hung on to it. I think he was thinking about running before he secured the catch.
Exactly. That's what I was just getting ready to say. You got to get in that catch, big fellow, before you start running. And I think he was thinking about how many yards he could get on that one.
Well, he's already got a ton of yards tonight, Jordan. 2 long touchdowns for number 4. Nearly had a big gainer there. And again, Donald Davis, he told us coming into this game, look out for 4. He is a dangerous, dangerous man. And
certainly,
again, this is a big opportunity for him. He's a senior, and you better believe there's a lot of eyes on this game with all the talent on the other side. Maybe you get yourself noticed.
Exactly. Get some great film out there against a quality opponent.
Finley, quick pass. It's going to be caught by Anderson. He will be dragged down, and that will bring up 4th down.
Good play there by Chase Smith, sniffing it out all the way. Finishing that tackle, that's one that he's going to like when he goes and watches film, especially on those screen plays where those receivers can slip away from you a little bit. Great play to finish there by Chase Smith.
So we will see Nico Romeo ready to punt it away again.
Welcome into the game, Drew Hall, back there for Spalding to return it.
Romeo gets it away. Again, the wind blowing at the worst possible time as that bounces back across the 30-yard line. That's just unlucky. That gust of wind came in perfectly to blow that back.
Yeah, unfortunately for MSJ, that just took a little bit of an unlucky bounce there. If you're Spalding here, you got great field position. No matter what you want to do here, whether you want to keep this thing on the ground or air it out, we'll see what they do.
Ahmed Prettyman is in the game as a back, as are Jeremiah Yates and Andrew Hall. Snowden will hand it off. That's Prettyman. He takes a cut, and he's going to get across the 25-yard line. So a couple of the bench players have come in here, making an immediate impact for the Cavaliers.
Again, Prettyman kind of the next man up, with Ledbetter and Pinson being seniors. Prettyman only a sophomore. That connection with him and Snowden going to be fun to watch for years to come.
Hall, wearing 42, is another sophomore out there. Prettyman gets the carry again. He goes right up the middle for a short gain. And again, there is certainly an aspect of, if you're Spalding, you're hoping that you've got 2 more games to play.
No doubt. Yeah, just to finish that point, you're also at the point where 42-13 game, you see Jaron Williams get hurt. That's why I think you're starting to see Kyle Schmidt start to rotate his guys, understanding that health does matter, especially as you head into next week.
And off will go up the middle. That's Prettyman dragging his man for first down.
Well, it doesn't matter who's in the game because they just refuse to go down. How about the fight there from Prettyman? Hall with the motion, the big boy setting it up, and then Prettyman just doesn't want to go down. Good play there from number 34.
And again, the future is so bright with these two. Your backfield, again, you're graduating your 2 lead backs who have combined tonight for 5 scores. Oh, the pitch is fumbled by Hall. I think that should be an incomplete pass. Let's see what the refs decide. They're going to say it's a fumble. So MSJ forces the turnover, and Coach Schmidt is irate. He's saying that ball was going forward. Let's take another look.
We'll see. Snowden catches a snap. That looks like that's an incomplete pass.
And again, there was some frustrating plays earlier in this game that MSJ felt like it went the other way, but that is certainly a break
well, hey, this
for
will
the
be
Gaels.
This is also a good time to see that everybody, Kyle Schmidt's irate because now with this great video board that Spalding has installed here, they could see the replay, and they saw what we saw, which is that pass went forward. Everybody in the stadium can see it now.
I know it's a big lead for Spalding, and you got to understand why Coach Schmidt is upset. 100% a pass, and
that one
if anything, that has gotten the crowd back in it. Finley fires far side, almost picked. Wouldn't that have been one heck of a play if Chase Smith could pull that down?
Again, great play by Smith going up and almost getting that with one hand at that. Would have been an excellent play. Of course, just to finish that point about this video board here at Spalding, it's the largest in a high school on the East Coast.
Wow.
Spalding had, north of North Carolina.
Finley fires over the middle. His pass is going to be caught. A nice gain there to Ja'Kai Spano, who is a defensive end, as he gets a first down. You got to play your athletes, Jordan.
No doubt. Now, hey, MSJ just trying to get some momentum here. Like you said, play your athletes, doesn't matter what side of the ball.
And he's had a great night defensively.
Spano getting in there and making a play.
Crowd still making noise as that handoff goes up the middle and spinning away, doing a great job to keep that alive is Davis. He's going to pick up a few yards. He was dead to rights, Jordan, but he kept his belief, spun away from it, and got a yard.
Yeah, good footwork there by Davis, keeping that alive. But, man, this stadium is fired up. The Spalding defense has to take advantage of this.
This is the loudest they've been all night after they saw that replay. The cowbells are whizzing. Finley fires far side, plenty of room. That's Voss again. Another huge play, and he wants a third score. Can he get around Johnson? No. The 4-star brings him down inside the 15.
How about Voss there with the speed? First the pitch and catch. At first, that's about as easy as it gets. And then the block from Stewart. Ooh, might have got away with the hold there. As we get a look at the replay.
How dangerous is number 4, Jordan?
He's really dangerous, especially when he gets in space.
A few huge plays tonight for Voss. And now Spalding moving the football, and I think you've got to give some credit to Caden Finley.
No doubt.
There could be a quarterback battle.
These two guys are both playing well.
Right. Two good options for Coach Davis next year. Finley looking, throwing it over the middle. It was almost picked. And Sheffers could have had another senior night moment, and he wants that one back.
Yeah, get another look at that. Finley trying to evade the rush, goes inside. And Sheffers, ooh.
And that was good coverage by Johnson, too. He was looking for Adam Clellan. Jaron Williams has ice on his ankle, as does, I believe, Cam Pinson.
Yes, indeed. Certainly something to watch out for as Spalding enters the MIAA playoffs.
Finley here on second down, fires, end zone, almost caught there for Spano. It's knocked away by Messiah Glass.
How about Messiah Glass, the junior, making a play?
He just saved a touchdown.
Right. Finley puts the ball where it's supposed to go. And Glass has to make the play. Certainly does there. Great job.
Keeps a touchdown off the board. Got to think at this point in the game, at this spot on the field, MSJ will have 2 plays here to get 10 yards.
Yeah, no doubt.
As this crowd has been loud this entire drive, which started on what looked to be a forward pass that was ruled a fumble. Can MSJ make the most of that gift? High snap. Finley corrals it. He's going to run to his right. He's going to run for his life. Tripped up by Sheffers, who gets the sack. What a play by number 0.
Your biggest playmakers make the biggest plays in the biggest moments. On the 3rd down, guess who it is? Joey Sheffers. And, just by the fingertips.
Barely got him.
Able to trip up Finley.
And Finley was going to have a nice gain. Again, MSJ, of course, are going to go for this. They need to get down to about the 4. They are on the 16. Excuse me, they need to get to the 3. So it's going to be 4th down and 13 yards. MSJ looking to avoid another red zone 4th down stop from this Spalding defense. Finley drops back, fires over the middle. It's tipped and almost caught by Voss. Did he hang on to it? The refs say yes. How in the world? I think it was between his legs.
Get another look at this.
Wow.
The classic tip drill.
He drops it there. Yes, he squeezed it with his legs.
Wow.
That is a catch. That's a great call by the refs, who obviously don't have the benefit of replay. Wow. What a play for MSJ to keep this drive alive. Somehow the ref saw that he trapped it between his legs.
Voss having the game of his life.
It's now 1st down and goal from the 3. Oh, by the way, they got exactly 13 yards. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown MSJ. Caleb Davis finds the painted grass to cap off an incredible drive for the Gaels.
How about this MSJ offense? All the momentum against them after the questionable call on defense just goes right down the field and executes the drive.
How about the big fellas up front?
Again, up to your point. The big fellas setting that up to where all Davis has to do is walking in.
How about this second half fight from the Gaels of MSJ, Jordan?
Well, again,
it's been really impressive.
This is what winning football teams do. They don't let go easy. Yeah, you can look at that score at halftime, and some teams may settle down or may just call it a night. This MSJ team certainly has not done that.
And the extra point is good, but a flag will fly. 3:07 to go here in the 3rd. This game is not over, Jordan.
It's certainly not over by any means.
So the refs are going to talk this over. I think this is going to stand there 42-20. And let's go back to that 4th down play. Yes, the penalty will be on the defense. And the offense. So the offset. Doesn't matter. Kick is good. Let's go back to that 4th down play, though, Jordan. That ball was tipped up into the air. It looked like Spalding's DBs, they're trying to go for a pick. It's 4th down. If that's knocked down,
I can guarantee you they're going to be working on the tip drill this week after watching that on film. Get another look at this. So
again,
first you do your job to tip it up, but you got to keep it away from that receiver. And I don't think Glass realized that Voss had gotten behind him.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think he hung on to that with his legs.
No doubt. That's
but
just a
the
great
real question
play
there is, again, that ball gets knocked up into the air instead of down, it leads to a catch. It leads to a score for
exactly.
MSJ.
You know, like all the coaches will say, you got to treat it like a volleyball, knock it down instead of up.
It's going to be an onside kick here for MSJ, and it just rolled out of bounds. They had a chance. It looked like to recover it.
The flag goes out. I don't think it might have went far enough.
No, I think that's just for the kick out of bounds. So again, on that last drive, MSJ, they got the gift there on what was a touch pass rule to fumble. And you got to give them credit, Jordan. When you're given something against the Spalding team, you have to take advantage of it.
No doubt. That the way that crowd got that fumble or whatever you want to call it, got that crowd fired up, having all the momentum against you, and then just going for a drive. Got to give them credit where it's due. For
that
doing
drive
that.
is the loudest this crowd has been all night, and it looked like it didn't even faze the Gaels as they marched down the field, converted a few really key situations, including a 4th down and 13, and then punched it in. Prettyman is the back. High snap, handoff to him. Prettyman up the middle. He is going to be pushed down after a solid gain of, call it, 4 on 1st down.
But again, ground and pound. Expect nothing less out of this Spalding offense. Again, just gotta execute.
Snowden fakes the handoff, throws to Ledbetter, and Ledbetter's got a 1st down and more across the 25-yard line.
The run sets up the pass. It's a quick little zone read for Snowden. And then how about David Ledbetter with the quick hands going up and getting that ball.
So Spalding with the 22-point lead. Looking to add to it. Snowden fires. It was through the hands of David Ledbetter. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, I'm sure that's a throw that both of them would like back. Teaching moments. Yes, you're locked into a number 1 seed, but every game is an opportunity to get better.
My receivers are Yates, Hall, and David Ledbetter. Snowden going to his tight end, jumping, knocked away. And it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Great play by Cam Brooks finishing that. The coverage. This is a great throw. That was a great throw by Snowden, putting it where it needed to go. But it was all Brooks there to finish that in coverage. Give him credit where it's due. Make a play, 6.
Again, we've just seen play after play made by MSJ since the start of the second half. They've had a bit of luck, but it has to be said that Donald Davis said these guys believing out of the locker room. Snowden fires. This time he connects with Juppe, but he will be short of the 1st down, and it's going to be decision time here for Coach Schmidt. Got to think they would go for this.
No doubt. You see Snowden certainly pleading his case. They will.
Yeah, Snowden, he's the type of guy, he wants the football in his hands. He believes that with all the dogs he has, they can make a play. They try the hard count. Spalding need about 3 yards here to keep this drive alive. Snowden looking over to the sideline, and now a timeout is going to be called, and we'll see if the field goal unit comes out or if they're just going to want to talk some things over.
So far, it doesn't look like that field goal unit's going to come out quite yet.
Boy, would this be a big stop for MSJ.
No doubt. Certainly have a chance to really get back in the game.
Oh, yeah. And how about the breath of fresh air that this Gaels team has had with Finley, and that's not to say that Bell was bad.
No, I think if anything, Bell just might have been a little bit nicked up.
Yep. Bell had a long touchdown earlier in this game, and he was moving the football, but
it's been
Finley here in the second half, I mean, he has been outstanding.
Really, what they both understood is get the ball in the hands of Amari Voss and let him make plays.
And credit to them, they've done a good job at getting it to him tonight. Spalding will go for this. 4th down and short to keep this drive alive. Prettyman is the back. Snowden will look to throw, and it's incomplete. MSJ get a big-time stop, and they stay in this game.
That is huge for them, for their momentum. Big 4th down stop by the Gaels, and Spalding just unable to execute there on offense. Now they got an opportunity, Mount St. Joe does.
You've got 13 minutes and 6 seconds, and you've got to erase a 22-point deficit. But with the way that they've been moving the football here in the second half, it's possible, Jordan.
It's certainly not impossible.
So Finley will come back out here with his MSJ offense. And again, the guy to look out for all night, he's done the job, number 4, Amari Voss. Instead, it's going to go over to the far side for Clellan, who couldn't hang on. As Spalding fans are yelling, fumble.
Right.
So with 1:04 left to go here in the third, it would have been a short gain, but any gain I think you'd take there for MSJ. That's a missed opportunity.
No doubt.
Finley is directing traffic. Isaiah Anderson is into this game. He plays safety. We've seen him a few times tonight at receiver. Finley's going to take the snap. He wants to throw. He's going to look over the middle. It is tipped and intercepted. And Spalding have a big-time takeaway. Chase Hoyle, the Navy-bound senior, with a huge interception.
How about Chase Hoyle there, the big senior, making a big play. Interesting decision by Finley, throwing it in all that traffic.
To, by the way, a defensive lineman.
Right, and Hoyle goes and makes a play. Get another look at this throw. Option 1 not there, so just say throw it up to your big D lineman. Understand it, but an even better play by Hoyle. I get you want to take advantage of maybe a little bit of a size advantage, but Hoyle just goes and makes the play.
Navy's a great football program. They're getting a great player in him. Ledbetter is into the game for the first time in a few series, as he is going to be swallowed up again. Cam Pinson is walking around down there with one shoe off. He has a barefoot. It was iced up earlier. So I think it's going to have to be Ledbetter and Prettyman here the rest of the way. Maybe Mida Adaroba gets a chance. But if you've got number 6, you're still in really good shape. He's got 3 scores tonight, takes the handoff again, sheds 2, sheds 3, sheds 4, and lost the ball. And MSJ have it right back. It's recovered by Mahomes, and the Gaels, after they give it away, they say, we'll take it
Couple
from here.
Uncharacteristic mistakes. Give Ledbetter credit where it's due, getting out of all of that. We'll see who made the play.
That's Brian Iwu-Oha, who got a hand in.
Give him credit forcing the fumble.
MSJ still not giving up, Jordan.
No doubt. Uo is racking up offers. Got a preferred walk-on offer from Vandy yesterday.
He's top 10, by the way.
Sure, they're going to like that one, and that one will go on the highlight tape.
Just so impressed with the fight from MSJ tonight.
That's
Joey
in the
Shepard.
backfield.
You talk about fight every snap. This guy is a real warrior.
And that's some good momentum for this Spalding defense heading into the fourth quarter.
That's his 3rd TFL tonight. And that will end the third quarter. Stick with us. We've got a good one here on Halloween night. Joey Sheffers has been huge all night long on his senior night. I'm Tyler Lochte. He is Jordan Johnson, and we've had a real fun one here on Halloween.
No doubt. Polk's team's giving us a great game. MSJ's got all the momentum right now, coming off a couple turnovers in that third quarter. But as we mentioned, Joey Sheffers been in the backfield all night, 3 TFLs, made his presence known here on senior night.
The band getting recognized there before this fourth quarter gets underway on a chilly fall night. Final few hours of October. It's still Finley in there at quarterback, and I think you're right. I think Bell a bit banged up. Finley fakes the handoff. He's going to look to throw, finds Voss. A flag is going to come in. And that's going to be on MSJ.
And that's a killer there. Is what little bit of momentum you had. Penalties can kill that, make things go backwards.
So again, a little update here for Cam Pinson. It's good to see he's walking around.
You certainly 42. Know that he's a guy that's going to try and fight to get back in.
So 42-20 here. MSJ are still in this game. A third down conversion here would go a long way to them really getting back into this thing. Finley fires over the middle. That's Voss. He has a first down.
Voss just makes plays, man. Just another good one there, getting himself open in space.
When it's third or fourth down, you give it to number 4.
Understanding where the line is, having the awareness to fight for that extra little bit. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's really been impressive tonight. Caleb Davis is the back to the left of Finley. He's going to get the handoff. Davis finds a hole, and he gets a big chunk on first down.
How about that MSJ line setting that hole for Davis there? And again, my favorite lineman so far, Tabari Berry.
Yep.
Making another pivotal block for this Mount St. Joe offense.
Finley keeps it this time, fires it off balance, and he has Stewart, who has another first down.
How about that throw from Finley there, off balance, going the other way? A little flick of the wrist over the Stewart. Good play there by Finley.
At 19, it's looked good since coming in to start the half. This offense moving, I think, a lot more efficiently now.
You just think about you think about when they were down 21-0 earlier, and we talked about it. Keep running that ball to set up the pass, and keep with the game plan. They stuck to their game plan. They found some success with it.
Finley fires far side. It was almost caught there by Gillespie, but it's going to be knocked away. That's a nice play by Chase Smith.
And give these Spalding DBs credit where it's due. With Mount St. Joe throwing this ball, these Spalding DBs certainly made their fair share of plays. Chase Smith makes another one there.
Yeah, I think that was in Gillespie's hands, and Smith just punched it out for the incompletion. Just over 10 minutes to go here tonight. MSJ looking to hang around. They've outscored Spalding 13-7 since halftime. Finley fakes the handoff, fires it over the middle, and he has Stewart for first down.
Again, another
Excuse me, that's Voss.
Yeah. Again, Voss just getting a little bit of separation. Good hands there in traffic.
Those chains, they just keep moving. MSJ looking for a score to Cut this to a 2-possession game. Low snap, Finley carousing. He's going to look over the middle. It's tipped up in the air and intercepted again. Hoyle again, far side, big return across the 50-yard line.
Mr. Johnny on the spot. Dangerous throw there by Finley. Chase Hoyle all over it. Again, good. That's what you want on the tip drill. Tip it to your guys. And that one goes in the hands of Hoyle, and we know what he can do. Great athlete. Going to Navy next year. They're going to play good momentum for this Spalding defense.
2 huge second-half interceptions for Hoyle. His first 2 picks of the year here on senior night. Navy is getting a good one in him.
No doubt. And you see a rarity, a little bit of a rarity here. Brian Snowden on the field in the fourth quarter.
But you
He's
can
certainly still
how laid back
up.
he is.
Yeah. He's got the moves there. Kyle
That's
Smith
the injured man. That's Voss, who's being helped off. Looked like he was cramping up. So he will get off the field, and we will see this Spalding offense, who are now looking to put things away. So again, no Cam Pinson right now. His pads are off. He's on the sideline with a bare foot that was iced. Ledbetter is still in there, as is Prettyman. And this is Ahmad Prettyman with a first down run. And the whole line pushing him for every inch. He's still moving his feet inside the 30.
Do I dare say it, Tyler? The big boys. The big boys getting it done, moving the pile. Look at them all get in there. At this point, it's the entire offense getting in there.
That's 4 seniors on that O-line, including Gavin Laup, who was just pulling him forward. Prettyman gets it again. Up the middle he goes past the 25-yard line.
That is a great football team. When you have a team that cares that much about blocking, that's a sign of a good, hard-nosed, and good coach football team. And wouldn't expect anything less from a Kyle Schmidt coach football team.
Another 2-back look. Handoff goes to Ledbetter, who's got 3 touchdowns tonight. He just gets across the 20, and that's going to set up third down and short. Oh, no, they will give it to him, it looks like. A first down.
So much-needed drive here for Spalding after kind of fluttering out a little bit on offense in that third quarter. A couple turnovers.
Injured man on the far side. That's Ja'Kai Spano, who has a big catch at tight end tonight. A few really good plays on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, that's a big loss for this MSJ team as they try and fight their way back into this game. Hopefully Spano is okay.
So Spalding talking things over. Jordan, they're looking to close this game out. They would finish the season undefeated in the regular season as we look over to MSJ's bench.
Just to clear the technicality, undefeated in conference play.
Right.
Of course, looking for a 4-peat after winning the last 3 MIAA A Conference championships.
There's Spano on the far sideline. He's talking to the trainers.
Certainly pleading his case to try and get back in this game. We'll see what Spalding can do on offense here.
There is Snowden. He's going to hand it off. Ledbetter once 4. He cuts and scores.
4 touchdowns for number 6 on senior night. Have yourself a night, Mr. Ledbetter. He can do it all. the absolute speedster, just getting it done. And this Spalding offense gets some momentum after a little bit of a stalemate in that third quarter with a couple of turnovers. That's how you finish on offense.
A great drive there for Spalding. The extra point is good from Mo Lonergan. And let's take another look at touchdown number 4 for number 6.
Again, it's this same play that they've been running. And this time it's Prettyman with the block for Ledbetter. And then Kyle Lucas, of course, who's put guys on the ground all night. Ledbetter
Another
doing the
Navy-bound
rest.
player.
No doubt.
Big night for Antonio Ledbetter.
I mean, this Navy football team is pretty good, but imagine if all these Spalding seniors were at Navy, how good they would be in a few years, man. They'd be a top 10 Navy football team. I'm just saying, might be a little biased on that front. They are ranked, as our great producer Paulie Garza just reminded me in my ear.
Eric Webe getting looked at from the trainers on the sideline as Mo Lonergan is ready to boot this away. Line drive from Lonergan, and that's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a flag.
That's going to grind Kyle Schmidt's gears. It's a guy who certainly puts a lot into special teams in the kicking game. But mistakes do happen. It happens every now and then, but.
So MSJ will talk things over before they come out onto the field. Again, just trying to get this game a little bit closer.
Certainly would rather have those mistakes happen now than next week, and potentially the week after, where championship situations coming up for this Spalding team.
So that's Caden Finley, quarterback. That's a backwards pass. It's a double throw downfield and just short of Gillespie. It was launched down by Tavon Bailey.
I'll tell you what, Tavon Bailey had an arm just a couple yards short. That Spalding defense was all over it regardless.
It looked like there was a bit of separation for Gillespie,
Well, respect
but that
the
ball had to
trickery.
go a long way.
No doubt, but respect the trickery.
Absolutely. And the one thing you cannot say about MSJ in this half, they have certainly not given up. They have fought real hard.
No doubt. This team, if they're going to go down, they're going to go down swinging.
About 69 combined points here tonight on senior night on Halloween. We have really been in for a real treat. As that handoff goes over to the far side, that's Khalil Jacobs, who is going to set up third and manageable. Solid gain there of 7 yards for number 25, the sophomore back. Handoff is going to go to him again, and who else but Joey Sheffers? He's been everywhere tonight.
Guess who? Joey Sheffers get in the backfield once again. Big players make big-time plays, and he does just that.
A term that I just love to use to describe these defensive players. He's a game wrecker.
No doubt about it.
You got to plan for number 0. You got to keep your eye on him. And what a performance he's had tonight. 4th down and 7 for MSJ. Finley. They need 7, and falling over on the far side was Isaiah Davis. So that pass will land out of play, and we will see Spalding's offense come back out there with Brian Snowden.
Snowden's still out there. I think this is all about momentum and getting reps. After a couple of third quarter mistakes. Someone did get called for an unsportsmanlike conduct. There was a flag thrown on that fourth down.
So that's going to move Spalding back, and that's going to take Brian Snowden out of this game. Chase Magnelli's in there now.
Second, it looked like Snowden wanted to stay on the field, get another drive in.
Magnelli on the year, 8 for 12 in his 4 games for 69 yards, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. A solid freshman campaign for him.
No doubt. At this point, certainly about health heading into next week.
That's a touch pass. That's Hall. And he's got a first down. And that is Magnelli's favorite target.
Well, listen, when they do get the ball in the hands of Drew Hall, all he does is make plays. This time, little jet sweep there. A forward pass that they get to him. He certainly makes a play on it.
Again, we have seen, you and I, we've called a few Spalding games this year, and we've seen the connection from 12 to 42 a few times.
You make the
handoff goes here to Prettyman, and he is going to get a solid gain on first down.
Just to finish my last thought, Drew Hall, it's like the Tez Walker of Spalding. When he touches the ball, he makes plays. He doesn't get in there often, but when he does, he's making a play.
It was his 10th catch. That puts him over 100 yards in his sophomore campaign. He does have 2 touchdowns, both thrown by Magnelli, who is looking for his 10th completion. Would be the next one. Handoff goes to Prettyman. Up the middle, and Prettyman is going to dive for a first down. That will keep this drive alive here for the Cavaliers.
So we take a look now as this game winds down. The A Conference scenario. Spalding is the number 1 seed. Now it's going to be a matter. McDonough and St. Mary's have clinched spots. One more spot up for grabs.
High snap, handoff, Prettyman. And Ahmad Prettyman puts his head down and gets another solid gain.
And to finish that point, that last spot going to be determined by tomorrow's games. Gilman at McDonough, Calvert Hall at Concordia Prep. Bunch of teams fighting for one spot there at the MIAA A Conference playoffs. The semifinals will be right back here at Spalding next week for whoever they play.
Magnelli, late pass caught by Hall, who somehow adjusted and takes it down to the 5. There's that connection again.
Good adjustment there by Drew Hall. And again, we talk about that connection, Magnelli and Hall. How about the wheels on Magnelli? Just a little touch pass there, and Drew Hall making a play.
Spalding finding themselves just 5 yards away from crossing that 50-point mark. And a good defensive play there by MSJ.
Grown man tackle.
Prettyman. Prettyman has 2 touchdowns on the ground this year. You're right.
Yeah, how about that?
That's big Carlos Sherd, the senior.
Yeah, you love to see the big man making a play that even late in the game.
Again, for some of these seniors tonight for MSJ, you don't know when the next time you'll be putting on that helmet. Magnelli looking end zone. He finds his man, Jeremiah Yates, for 6.
How about the roll out there by Chase Magnelli? And yet another touch pass there. Yates wide open.
And it's another senior.
Yeah, all Magnelli has to do is get it to him. Jeremiah Yates, senior, wide open. Way to get a touchdown on senior night. And Spalding clips just the 50-burger mark.
That's his 2nd touchdown this year, and for Magnelli, it's his 4th passing score on just 10 completions. And the extra point is up and good by Jackson Osman. It's 55-20. That's going to start the running clock. Here's another look at the score.
Again, just a nice little rollout there from Magnelli. Doesn't matter who he's going to. Could have went to Pennyman. Decides to throw it up for Yates, for Yates, and good catch and score.
Spalding's 2 freshman quarterbacks this year, Jordan. They have combined for through the year 25 touchdowns and 1 interception.
A lot of people would have wondered, would there be any drop-off after Malik left? These quarterbacks have shown not a chance. They've kept this thing rolling. Spalding has put themselves in a prime position once again, heading into the MIAA A Conference playoffs next week.
Yeah, they're looking really good. MSJ actually called a timeout to stop the clock at 2:20, 56-20. And I kind of like that timeout there for Coach Davis because that clock would really be winding down after a score. You've got to set up the kick.
What's likely going to be the last drive of the game.
Right. And he has given his team a chance to really have that drive because, again, the extra point, all that stuff takes time. So Don Davis opts to use the timeout and give his offense a chance to go and score.
Right, go end things out on a high note. Certainly have given it your all this game, given a great Spalding team a run for its money.
At the far side, that is Zach Claiborne, who gets wrestled out of play. And that clock will start up again. Looks like actually another timeout is going to be taken here by Coach Davis.
Yeah, you can't take them to the bus, so respect it.
See Coach Davis talking to the refs before his offense has maybe one final drive. That's Caden Hare wearing 13 into this game. He is a senior. He have an opportunity here to make a play.
It's probably why that Coach Davis trying to get an opportunity for some of his seniors. Yep. What potentially could be the last game of the year.
Khalil Jacobs is the back. Finley's going to throw it over to the near side. It's going to be short gain there for Tavon Bailey. Clock is going to continue to tick down. Simeon Reed into the ball game, wearing 88. Finley. He's going to look downfield, far side, pass is caught.
How about Claiborne?
An incredible play by Claiborne.
A little bit of size disadvantage there, but Claiborne going up and making a play there. How about it, young fella?
Man. MSJ have a chance here to put some points on the board. They've got a timeout. They've got a minute to work with here. Finley drops back to pass again. He's going to look over the middle, and it's incomplete. He wanted Tavon Bailey. Here's another look at that great catch by Claiborne.
And Finley, big arm, launching that up there. Claiborne, actually, I got to give Finley all the credit in the world, putting that exactly where it needed to go. All Claiborne had to do, was simply catch it. Did that.
Just over 20 seconds left now. Finley drops back to throw it again. Far side. And he's just going to run it out of bounds. Let's see if Coach Davis calls a timeout. And he will. So there might just be one more play here for MSJ this year.
Again, can't take him to the bus. You have one more play to potentially end your season on a high note.
Cam Pinson back in uniform. Good news for Spalding.
That'll be something to watch out for heading into next week's semifinal.
And we will be here for it. Their opponent in that game will be decided tomorrow. Playoff football doesn't get much better than that. Evan Jacobs is the back here for MSJ. Clock will not stop after this play. Finley fires it. That's going to be a flag. And I believe that's going to end the game. So Spalding will end the MIAA regular season undefeated. A dominant year from the three-time defending champs who will start their playoff journey next week right here on Hype Time Sports. Their opponent in that game will be decided tomorrow. They take it tonight 56-20 over an MSJ squad that fought really hard.
No doubt. Got to give MSJ credit where it's due. Fought really hard, but also this is teaching tape for Spalding. You know, a little bit of adversity, a little bit of the ups and downs, couple turnovers. Certainly good film for this Spalding team to absorb and learn from heading into their semifinal matchup next week.
So it will be Spalding tonight on senior night on Halloween. They're the ones that go home with a nice treat as they improve to 8-2. Your thoughts on the Cavaliers before the playoffs?
Again, just a little bit of a slow start to the season, but once conference play hit, they got rolling, and you know they'll clean up the little things this week, but then next week, no matter who they face, they'll be ready for it.
So for MSJ, they will end their season at 6-5.
Again, good winning season for MSJ. Nice set foundation for the future, and certainly a team that's going to be a force to be reckoned with over the next few years. Is get a look at those seniors and this Spalding team.
So once again, we will be back right here, Whittles Field, next weekend at 7 p.m. on Friday. Until then, that's going to do it for us. For our producer, Paul Garza, for my broadcast partner, Jordan Johnson, I am Tyler Lochte saying so long from Severn. Spalding, the big winners tonight on Halloween.